Peace and love, peace and love. You're now rocking to the sounds and vibrations of your boy Malik Kilam, also known as Don Kilam. And as always, prosperity is your divine birthright. Not a licensed attorney or tax expert. I do this for educational and informational purposes only. This is coming free to the public. On behalf of kingdomofkalam.com, kingdomofkalam.com. You can go to kingdomofkalam.com. We're going to talk about it today. Usually my webinars, Don Kilam University. We screen share, doing a sound check. Usually my webinars, Don Kilam University. Sound check good. You can comment in the chat, but I will look at them. I will not be answering questions. That's what booking a consult is for. Alright? I am behind on consults with the private members. They're like, Don, come on. We're ready. We're waiting on you. I only have a handful though. I've been building and it's been great. I am going to also go live on the Instagram because I haven't been able to save any. There's been a few show my face, won't be no screen shares. I'm going to be a little bit more calmer today. I've been a little rowdy with y'all. Let me explain why. Peace and love. It's your boy Don Kilam, also known as Malik Kilam. And as always, prosperity is your divine birthright. We're live on the Instagram right now, February 28, 2023. Going on 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Going on 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let us know where you're tuned in from. What's your territory? We're on the West Coast. We're going to drop down a lot of game today. So if you want to follow along on the YouTube, go to the YouTube, just search Don Kilam. DonKilam.com, spelled out D-O-T-C-O-M, the dot and the com. DonKilam.com. We got Cleveland, Ohio in the building on the Instagram. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, share with at least 3 friends. I'm going to put the Cash App in the chat box. Gunner Avic L in the building, Brianna Williams. We got Detroit in the building. Utah special. I'm trying to tell you. That's tight. I haven't been there in a year or so, but I do love Utah. I learned a lot of history about it. Mormons, the real Mormons. Utah, baby. They took that too. Gotta love it. God is good all the time. I need y'all to always understand that. God doesn't make mistakes. Trust in your higher power. We talk about this system, this credit, this matrix. When you understand their law, their policies, everything starts with full faith and credit. If you're on the YouTube, let me know. Sound check good. Sounds good to y'all. Sound check good. We got Archie Music in the building. Peace and love. Let us know where you tapped in from. I'm not going to get deep into religions today or religious sects. To me, religion is just a ritual. They can or can't help you, you know. It could be used for good or bad, just like anything else. But what I want to bring to everybody's attention out the gate is Rule 902. All right? This is from Cornell Law School. Like rules, then there's codes, there's statutes, there's doctrines. Full faith and credit. You got to understand it. So, if you want to Google it right now, I will show the YouTube world, the Instagram world what I'm looking at. Rule 902. So this is the stuff I do in the webinars. Make sure I'm going to stay calm so I can leave this one up. But a lot of stuff has been pulled down from the public due to reports and a lot of different things due to my style of teaching. If love and kindness did the trick, well, what you think is love might not necessarily be love, because if your youngin does something, what bad you guys call it or whatever, don't they get punished? But if all that peace and love and kindness and all that did the trick, then you'd already be making it. You'd already be where you need to be. You learned everything you needed to learn. When people come to you and they use force, you give it up. Scare tactics, you give it up. Things of those natures. That's the only thing you understand and overstand. Because if you thought everybody's supposed to be nice to you, they are sheep's and wolf's clothing. I'm just a straight wolf. If things that you perceive to be of lower vibrations, sounds, you don't know if I'm real or not. I could be AI, you don't know. You allow something that you chose, a channel, a frequency, law of attraction. If you understand real laws of nature, you chose it. Sometimes the things that you feel as an what's it called, an opposition, opposing force, maybe sometimes that's something you need to learn from. A star can't shine without shade. When it's dark out, that's when you see the stars. And that's all I'm going to say about that. At the end of the day, the people who come towards and are attracted towards Don Kilam, I understand the true supporters. I understand the system that Don Kilam has, the Don Kilam way, the Kilamanism way is what I call it. I know who's there. I know who's a true supporter. I know who really wants it. You don't know what's real in your life until you become real. You can't see the truth until you become the truth. You can't get to where you need to be and evolve correctly and know who's not leading you astray until you face your demons and conquer yourself. And that's all I'm going to say. The same military that protects you, they're barked orders. Warriors, soldiers. They're giving commands. They're giving orders. And when you think something is for you, you think everybody's supposed to be nice. But they're just playing a role for whatever outcome that they feel. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not here. Some people said what they say, you're not for the people. I'm for my people. Who said, hey, I'm for the people? Who said that? Did Don Kilam say, hey, I'm for the people? Who volunteered that? So obviously you must think I'm for the people if that's what you said. But I'm for my people. I'm for my tribe. I'm whoever can have ears and hear my truths, then it's for them. Whoever can see my face is for them. When it comes to the way I move by faith. I walk by faith. I know who my higher power is. The best thing I can do for poor people is not be one of them. The best thing I can do for someone not getting ahead is not be one of them. I'm here to build a nation build. Charity starts at home. I don't have to do anything for the public. I don't have to do anything to please anybody out in the public, period. I lead by example because actions speak louder than words. If you're not paying attention to the actions and the story of my come up and just paying attention, I change lives. That's why I still do this. That's That's why I still move in the public. I've already conquered and done the things that I've set out to do by being in the public, because I never wanted to be known for this stuff. It's private knowledge. Public versus private, period. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not even going to get deep no more. But if love did the trick, being nice did the trick, positivity did the trick, we'd all be there, right? Now, when it does come to positivity, you do have to be the positive force in this game. But you have to embrace the negative force. The positive force can have no charge without the negative. Appreciate you. Ain't nobody chatting. I got one person chatted in the YouTube. I just want to make sure, hey, the sound check good, everything good. But I'm gonna keep going, and hopefully it's perfect, because I'm showing the screen share. This is important when I'm going over. But yeah, the Cash App is the Don Kilam, THEDONKILAM. You can click the link in the bio, my link tree, Don Kilam. We got mynewnetworth.org. We still got Don Kilam, but you can get the consults and the services at mynewnetworth.org. Rolly. I love Rollies, their investments. I just learned recently that they're a trust company, the Rolex Trust Company. Since we're doing jewelry as well. It's bigger than us, though. It's bigger than us. Know that. I will start with the 902 evidence that is self-authenticating. And I want to start with the rules of commerce. The rules of commerce. Because there's 10 rules, but I'm going to start with the first one. That's all I really need to talk about. Free will. You can't go against free will. Remember that. Wherever your spirit is focused, that's going to lead your energy, your body. Wherever the spirit is, controls the mind. Wherever the mind is, controls the body. Y'all got to quit blaming people, because you led yourself to it. You led yourself to whatever it is. If you led yourself to it, you can get through it. You can't go over it, can't go under it, can't go around it. You must go through it. These are life lessons and life challenges that you guys keep trying to steer away from. You gotta get to the root of the problem and see what the life lesson is. You follow me? You gotta see what the life lesson is. What's the life lesson? And then when you pass the test, you're rewarded. You get a certificate of completion. And we're gonna talk about certificates too. So if it cuts off, go to the YouTube, Instagram. And if you don't have me on Instagram, YouTube, the Instagram is Don_Kilam, DON_KILAM. I'm usually up all hours of the night, so I decided, let me do an early live to tap in with the people that don't usually get to tap in with me. I've been going ham lately, though. So you can only control what you create. You can only control what you create. Is everybody with me on that? You can only control what you create. Everybody that's following along on the Instagram or anybody listening on the YouTube, let me know. Do you know that that's the number one rule of commerce? You can only control what you create. Have you guys heard this? Yes, no, maybe so. Just give me a yes or a no. You can only control what you create. Just want to make sure y'all listening, that's all. So, you can only control what you create. We got a yes on the IG. So with that being said, did you create your name, or was it given? Did you create the birth certificate, or was it given? All I need is a yes or a no. Did you create the birth certificate? Did you create your name? I need y'all make sure y'all understand these, overstand this, and understand these things. So I got all given on the and a no on the Instagram. There's a delay on the YouTube, so I'm not gonna worry about the YouTube as far as getting responses. So you didn't create the birth certificate. Your name was given, and you got to understand this. Your name wasn't even given to you. It was given to them. They put it on paper type stuff. So I need y'all to understand that. All commerce is based on title. You handed the title over. So, well, your mother did, all right? So the things that you're claiming is not yours. Understand that. Now, when it comes to authenticating, everybody talk about, I need my birth certificate authenticated. I haven't seen nobody in the community show true remedy off authenticating a birth certificate. That's not going to get you in no higher courts. That's not going to help you get no land. It's not going to help you do anything. Not the stuff that I ain't never heard no Warren Buffett, the Wolf of Wall Street, Jordan Belfort, Michael Jordan, whoever, Donald Trump, whatever guru you follow, whatever, they didn't get rich. They didn't get wealthy off authenticating a birth certificate. All right? And I'm going to break down what a certificate is, all of that. And when it comes to birth, that's a part of a ship. You're shipping goods. You get delivered. I can prove you're getting delivered. Here's the work order. You're going to deliver the property. So rule 902, and you got to understand this is evidence. Everything is evidence. You sign a loan, that's evidence. That's an exhibit now. Appreciate you, sir. I'm making it more real. I got to screenshot that. That's an exhibit now. Shout me out. Y'all don't be making video. Make a video for Don Kilam, damn it. This is why I don't come to the public. Y'all, a lot of people just try to jack the sauce. Act like it's theirs. But applied knowledge is power, not just talking about it, all right? Lately this is what's happened. A lot of people jack the sauce. They can't prove it. They can't do this or that. So they have to say, hey, I heard it from Don Kilam, or I learned it from Don Kilam. All roads lead back to Don Kilam. I'm not going to talk about what I don't know about. I'll tell you. I'm like, this is a theory. Because that's what I used to do with my students in the private. And we would work out theories, and they would test them out. So I would know if they was real. Or we'd test them out together. They'd be like, or they'd give me theories. This is really how I'm learned. I had nothing else to do. So, domestic public documents, sealed and signed, automatically, that's self-authenticating. Domestic public documents that are not sealed but are signed and certified, authenticated. Certified copies of public records. So, a certified copy of a public record. Now, secondly, let me touch this too. Everybody that's disputed a debt, let me know in the chat if you disputed a debt. Say, I've disputed a debt. Most debt disputes require rule, 609 or whatever, a wet ink signature in the original copy of the document. Correct? Let me know if I'm wrong. Now, with that being stated, all credit gurus that follow these other gurus and listen to them because they don't want to research. And time is money, so drop a donation to Don Kilam. You find this information of value. So, she says correct. And I appreciate you answering the questions. Appreciate your feedback. So, is your birth certificate, is it a certified copy? Do you ever get the original? They always give you a certified copy. Right is right and wrong is wrong. Got facts. So with that being stated, I need y'all to understand. Y'all trying to authenticate something that's not yours. You can't, so you go in there, you look crazy. All right? So I just want to state that. And I'm on the screen share. I'm going to skip ahead and just break this down. So when you claim and people, I'm talking about your gurus. This is why I did state some negative things about a public figure, because somebody tagged him in my post and he commented, yeah, you are supposed to authenticate a birth certificate, and gave me Massachusetts state codes. codes. I'm saying again, codes, state codes, authenticate. You can't authenticate. It's not yours. It makes how you hold it in due course, because you hold the instrument. It's not the original instrument. It's a certified copy, and it's not yours. Where's the endorsement? It's not yours. It doesn't have your signs and symbols on it. It has corporate signs and symbols on it. So that's all I'm gonna state. So when you claim instrument, these are just my theories. This is for educational and informational purposes only. This is only my opinions through my research. Don Kilam's opinions. Everybody says I'm a scam, a lie, whatever. Anyways, they always come to me though. I want a handout. Just overstand. I don't know what happened. A lot of gurus learn from me, but not everybody's teaching you the truth. They see one or two things, they run with it. Now, appreciate the donation, Archie. Archie Music, check him out. Appreciate you. Now, when you claim a certificate, and I'm gonna break it down in a little bit, because I'm doing the screen share. That is a certificate for a custodial account. All right. We already understand the Social Security is a trust, Social Security Trust Administration. I'm gonna just, who owns the U.S. national debt? I'm gonna go there. Who owns the U.S. national debt? So, the Social Security Trust Fund owns a significant portion of the U.S. national debt. All right, and that's for the public. All right, debt held by the public. I need y'all to understand that. That's a key word, public. Because what is the public sector? That means everything is regulated. All right. The public sector is the part of an economy that is controlled by the government. So that's owed to the public in the public sector, which is controlled by the government. Now the private sector is the part of the national economy that's not under direct control of the government. So I need y'all to understand this now. So this is a public debt. The credit's due to a public debt. There is nothing in the private. There's no money in the private. There's no money, just fiat currency and credit. And then the lawful money in their system is bonds. So why the Federal Reserve owns treasuries? As the nation's central bank, the Federal Reserve is in charge of the country's credit. The country's credit. So this is for the country. This is for their country, put it like that. Their citizens. The Social Security Trust Fund is they need somebody to claim it. Yes, they need ownership. They do need those things for liability. All right. And the Social Security Trust is a public, well, it's private, but it's made public when dealing with the credit of the United States. And so the U.S. national debt, the U.S. Treasury manages the U.S. national debt through its Bureau of Public Debt, the Bureau of Public Debt. And it's in intragovernmental holdings and debt held by the public. By the public. So in order to claim these things, you have to claim that you're a public figure. This is why you have to autograph. Your autograph is worth money, public figure. I hope I'm breaking this down correctly so y'all can understand this. They redeem their treasury notes for funds as needed. The federal government then either raises taxes or issues more debt to raise the required cash. He said, I'm the real deal. Appreciate you, Archie. The federal government then either raises taxes or issues more debt to raise the required cash. And then I'm going to also show y'all what lawful money is, okay? I don't have a lot of time on the YouTube. I might just go live again and do 2 videos, but I don't want to do that. So I'm going to go to Investopedia. Lawful money is any form of currency issued by the United States Treasury and not the Federal Reserve System. It includes gold and silver coins, Treasury notes, and Treasury bonds. So understand this. Treasury notes and Treasury bonds. But they created a system that said they'll pay you in the future. Now gold and silver is a commodity. And they create a future contract because the government can't go outside private contracts. So, Treasury bonds and their system, and Treasury notes. And I'm going to go back to who owns the U.S. national debt, because they're going to tell you. U.S. Treasury securities holders by type. Which agency owns the most Treasury notes, bills, and bonds? And that's the Social Security by a long shot. The U.S. Treasury publishes this information in its monthly Treasury statement. Social Security trusts, including the federal old age and survivors insurance and federal disability insurance trust funds, held $2.71 trillion in Treasury of December 2022. The next largest agency was the Military Retirement Fund at $1.36 trillion. Other large holders of debt include the Office of Personnel Management, Retirement, Medicare, which includes the Federal Supplementary Medical Insurance Trust Fund, then cash on hand to fund federal government operations. So Treasury notes. Other holders of public debt. Other holders of public debt include insurance companies, U.S. savings bonds, private pension funds, and other holders. I'm not going to be rude today, but if you try to teach my class anything and my followers, I will kick you out of my live, all right? This is my live. Gotta pay attention. I'm not gonna be trying to check everything in the comments, but don't be trying to teach my followers. Because if you know what you're doing, there's money to be made. Go get the money and go make it, and then drop me a donation, because I haven't seen your name in the donation box yet. Simple as that. Y'all pay me, you want to solicit in my comments. Now, the national debt held by the public is not only in Treasury notes and bonds, it's also in Treasury inflation protected securities and special state and local government series securities. If you were to add the debt held by Social Security and all the retirement and pension funds, almost half of the U.S. Treasury debt is held in trust for retirement. Current and future retirees would be hurt if the U.S. ever defaulted on its debt. Just had to put that out there for y'all. So, it's public. It's a public trust. It's not your trust. It's own nothing, control everything. The name is given. It's not yours. I've already, in past videos, I proved where the actual, it's called a domain, okay? A domain. A domain is your estate. That's your name. They made your name a domain. And then it's sold to ICANN. It's a non-profit organization, the Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers. Also, I've talked in the last webinar, it was a Shopify qualified webinar, but we had an open discussion at the end. CCA, prisons. Private. They're a private corporation. They're managing and it's a company that owns and manages private prisons and detention centers and operates others on a concessions basis. They're in a lot of places, and they're able to access the Social Security Trust account as well. That's one of the main ones, all right? I'm not going to get deep on that. but it is a private corporation. It's not a nonprofit. So you can only control what you create. So that should be enough to overstand. But I'm gonna keep going. You can self-authenticate official publications, even newspaper and periodicals, because you've heard people talk about put your name in the newspaper. So with that being said, it states, and once again, this is Rule 902. Just Google Rule 902. That's all you need to Google. The official publications, a book, a pamphlet, or other publication. So you could put a book on Amazon that's self-authenticated. A Bible's a fact in the courtroom. Who authenticated that? Talk to me. Let me know. Who authenticated a Bible? Because it's a fact in the courtroom. They have to swear upon it. and I'm Googling right now. Who owns the rights to the Bible? And it says the Holy Bible is owned by none other than the Crown, the Royal Corporation of the Royal Family of England. So, understand that. Commercial paper and related documents. Commercial paper, a signature on it, and related documents to the extent allowed by general commercial law. Certified domestic records. Everything is self-authenticated. You don't need anything to authenticate a document. The birth certificate is already authenticated. And endorser means acceptor. And remember that. So anytime you endorse something, you accepted it. You accepted that. And I hope that makes sense for everybody. You don't want to be an acceptor. I'm just showing 902. It's important you understand exhibits. Everything is evidence. Everything is exhibit. Everything is evidence. We label everything exhibits. Because if you don't put it on record, now it's tampering with evidence. But sometimes you have to enforce your claims. That's one of the main reasons. You have to enforce your claims yourself. You have to make a claim. You have to be in the proper identity, status, and standing to be able to be heard and make the claim. And then you have to make the claims to the right people. Y'all, a lot of people are trying to enforce. First of all, Sophisticated trust, that's not a public term usually, and they can't talk about the private trust. That would be going against their duty as a trustee. Talking about private trust information on the public record. And I hope that makes sense. He says gems. So that makes sense to you guys. Secondly, each state is sovereign. A sovereign cannot be tried in their own court. Alright? Secondly, they have something called an estate bond. The bond. This is what protects them. This is what keeps them. This is why I teach liens. You get in trouble, they can suspend the sentence or your labor, because it's really a government contract. Government contracting. You understand your charge? You're contracting with the government. Ain't no difference. Go get your SAM's number. You're putting in a bid. This is what you do. When you government contract, has anybody that's following the law know anything about government contracting? And if not, just do a quick Google search and come back on and be like, hey, you're right. I want y'all to look this stuff up yourself. Just don't be taking people's words for stuff. That's one thing why I act certain ways, because you know I'm the truth. Because you discovered it on your own. You could get a sentence suspended, and then they give you probation. Probate. Think about probate. What is probate? ION means the action of. You just brought action to probate. You signed up for it. Estate bonds, also known as probate bonds or executor bonds, and personal representative bonds, fiduciary bonds, and administrative bonds are a type of court bond required by courts to protect the interests of an estate. You're trying to talk to public fiduciaries about certain things, and you're claiming a trust, and you're not even bonded correctly. You're in the public. You have to be bonded when you're talking about public trust. You're talking to public officials. They're public actors. They're actors, whether it's a corporation or not. You have to learn how to produce correct things. And then when it comes to these things, it's not going to be the courts that make those determinations. They got the surrogate's office. There's a lot of different things. And I've talked to other people that, somebody, the dad just died. He had to go through all of these things before the state would hand things over. It comes to court through controversy. When it comes to trust, you handle all these things outside of court. Through the higher ups and the right people. Through exhibits and evidence. Things, controversy. Courts hear controversy. When debts are not, when the books aren't balanced, when the debt's not paid, something's off. All courts are tax courts. 28 U.S.C. 3002. So when the books are off, they're here to settle the books. 28 U.S.C. 3002. Definitions. Court. Subsection 2. Court means any court created by the Congress of the United States, excluding the United States tax court. So it's a tax issue based on the estate. Anytime there's a sentence, anytime there's a trust termination, things dealing with the trust, there's going to be a tax involved. You're claiming trustee. You're acting as trustee and claiming benefits. And you think you're the grantor. It's just funny because everybody needs to start studying the right things. You can only control what you create. Y'all stuck on their signs and symbols. This is what's taking your energy and why you're not getting ahead in life. This is what it's designed to do. Your first covenant was with your higher power. First law of commerce. You can only control what you create. Number 10. Allow nothing to come between you and your creator. Make no other covenants. Sometimes y'all got to see it. You shall make no covenants. This is one of the rules of this is the 10 commandments. Thou shalt make, this is real law right here in their system. When it comes, the Bible's a fact in the courtroom. You broke the law. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor with their gods. Thou shalt make no covenant with them or their gods. And was it John? I'm looking for it. I have said, ye are gods. All of you are children of the Most High. Let me go back to the 10 Commandments. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor with their gods. So what is a covenant? You got full faith and credit now. Where's your faith at now? If your God's not working for you, choose a different one. That's what it is, and that's how I look at it. If your God is just taken from you, I don't want that God. A covenant, an agreement. Agree by lease, deed, or other legal contract. Ooh. Legal word. Agree by lease, deed, or other legal contract. Covenant, an agreement. It's an agreement, a promise. Usually a formal, solemn, and binding agreement compact. Usually formal between two or more persons. Do or not do something specific. It could be a formal written agreement. So, when it comes to promissory note, y'all are still trying to claim promissory notes. A signed document containing a written promise. With them, it's a promissory note. He says, I'm the executor of the estate. We've already discussed that the name was given to you. You're not the executor of anything. You claim a birth certificate. I'm going to recap real quick what we've already went over since you're a latecomer. I'm not even going to be rude today because I usually would talk stuff. When you say ignorant things, go tell the judge you're the executor of the estate. Go ahead. You're the executor of the custodial. It's a custodial account. You can only control what you create. Show me the original copy. Show me the wet ink signature. You're not the executor of nothing then. Set your ass down is what you need to do. You can't even produce the original. You picked those numbers? You put those numbers on there? There's those numbers you picked? Whether it's on the filing number, whether it's the Social Security number, it tells you this is property of Social Security Trust Administration. You're signing for it. Means ownership, which means liability. That's what they're looking for. It's a sequence of letters. It's a sequence of signs and symbols. So just quit putting that garbage in my comments. That's all I'm going to say. Just don't be trying to confuse my followers. You need to go learn some more. Unless you got 20 million or better in the bank account, do not try to school my followers. That means your life is pretty cheap compared to mine. Well, I looked it up on such and such, and it says they owe me 226 million. Says who? Who taught you that? If they owe it, go get it then. Because when somebody owes me, I can go get it. And I'm going to get it. You don't even know who you are, because if you knew who you are, you quit trying to claim a birth certificate. If you knew who you was, you would claim your ancestors' tribe, your ancestors' lineage, your ancestors' appellations, your ancestors' titles. Oh, I come from royalty. Well, why are you broke then? A covenant is your land. This is your land. They can't do nothing over here until you agree to it. Till you hand over your promises. Till you hand over your energy. So claim executor. You're an enemy of the state, and I see why. An enemy of the state. You're the executor. Well, I see why the government's doing what they're doing, because you're the executor of this public given name that you didn't create. You can only control what you create. You're the executor of what? The covenant that you created outside of God? That you're accepting? Because this is how they look at you. The Bible's a fact in the courtroom. So the first law is the 10 Commandments. That's what I'm telling you. The Constitution is an amendment. Y'all still bring up Constitution like a Constitution is mean. Amendment means change. Make minor changes in text. That Constitution is not for you. It was changed. We the people, I'm bringing up the Constitution. They don't even go by it. Where the Bill of Rights go? Where the Articles go? Where the Articles of Confederation go? If that's the route you're taking, your actions, because a court goes off actions. Motions is an action. Same thing. Motion, action. What they say when the movie starts. Action. It's your emotions why they have power. Your emotions. You ever heard Donald Trump, Warren Buffett, hell, Mansa Musa, Noble Jew Ali, Louis Farrakhan, Gaddafi, Saddam, any ruler, have you ever heard them say, I'm the executor? Full faith and credit. We've heard of prime ministers. We've heard of kings. This is what I need y'all to understand. The whole public game is wrong. The whole everybody you thought you learned from is wrong. Period. How you gonna follow somebody for 10 years and they're still in the same place? No progression. Where's their land? Where's their food? You're royalty, but you're shopping at Walmart. You gotta understand, you do empower these people through your actions. But you're still claiming their spelling and spellcasting. You're still trying to claim their covenants. I found my UCC1. I'm secured now. You can only control what you create. Did you create that form or did they? You put a uniform on part of your essence. You use codes, uniform commercial codes, any of that. You're putting a uniform on. You better understand the right uniform, make sure your spirit is right. You're not going to get too much of this Don Kilam right here because I'm dropping you game. The public is ignorant. You have no private education. You got to learn how to get a private education and be around the right people. And you're not. Y'all want to hate on the right people. That's what y'all do. And most of the people that's right and living this life are not in the public. Everybody's heard of the Amish. Everybody's heard of Jewish people. Where's their birth certificate? Is it authenticated? Obviously, you haven't sent anybody to a Jewish school or know any Jewish people. Obviously, you're not a true ordained minister because you would know what's going on. You would know real law. It starts with canon law. That's where the judges get their power from. First of all, where does canon law derive from? That's wrong. And it's spiritual. From the Pope. Minister. I'll go in on y'all all day because y'all are bogus. People don't like me because I bring it out. The truth will be revealed around me. It has to be. Only true leaders can be around me. Only true leaders can stand me. Darkness will always flee from Don Kilam. This is why I know you're not in tune with who you are. Signatures are admissible in court. He said, I got the monster gang from you. Then drop a donation. Y'all always saying that. Y'all ain't dropping no donations. Y'all ain't making no testimonial videos. Y'all ain't shouting me out, taking pictures. I got books out there. Ain't nobody giving me reviews. Y'all ain't putting the books up. Y'all put everybody else's stuff up there, though. I be seeing people, the same people that be screwing y'all over. Y'all go where the crowd goes. Who the crowd talking about? They're looking for, they're feeding their ego. And then they're using your labor to live a life of whatever. The opposite of what they're teaching you. Non-disclosure agreements, that's part of private life. Understand disclosure. Signatures make everything binding. Understand this. I already went over the self-authentication. But, so listen. Under Rule 902 of the Federal Rules of Evidence, an exception exists for a select group of documents where no authentication is required in order for the document to be admissible as evidence. Self-authenticating documents in which authenticity is not a prerequisite to admissibility include acknowledged documents, documents that are notarized or sworn under oath, newspapers or magazines, trade inscriptions, commercial papers or documents, and public records or official records with proper certification. A birth certificate. Yeah, I appreciate you, Ghana. You've been looking out for me for years, bro. You let people know. They use it when you have to do things on the phone. You have to authenticate things on the phone. 2-factor authentication. Phone number, put your phone number, personal PIN. That's an authentication. You don't need no stamp from no government official to do that. Address verification. Think about it, y'all. Address verification, phone number verification. Let's get to the custodial account, because when you claiming these documents, y'all don't even know what real money is. Let me tell you what real money is. Let's start with land. They're not making it anymore. Who makes land? We know it's your land. We know it's the tribe's land. We know it's the covenants and handed down to the chosen people. The reason why we know, this is why you're relocated, reclassified, and all these different things. That's why they track you. That's how important you are. Y'all not overstanding this. Y'all still want to play with their signs and symbols. You still want to play with things they create. You want to talk about the state of whatever. We'll just say Florida. The state of Florida owes me. Where is the state of Florida? Have you ever seen it? How can you determine the state of Florida? Is there a land deed? No, but there is covenants. Written in stone, written on the wall, written in the land. It's deep. It's deep. Truth never changes. When you figure out who you are, things will change. I have an estate. Okay, if you have an estate, that's land. You have a domain, that's land. And stuff, and it's for your tribe. It's for. That's why I like Noble Drew Ali. I'm not gonna get too deep on everybody. You know, there's nations, there's tribes. Like in Russia, it's the prime minister. The Pope runs the Vatican. That's religion. That's faith. Full faith and credit. Presidents run corporations. Don't nobody dictate anything here except the people. This is a free country. This is what I need y'all to overstand. Oh, the 28 USC 2002, subsection 15A. You know they're a corporation. But you still want to keep claiming an estate. It's your estate. You want to claim documents with that? Their game, the public game, is not set up for the people. You just gave up all your royal titles when you claim these documents. United States means a federal corporation. State means any of the several states. We know what you have rights for. You're a shareholder. We give you your rights. Yeah, you have the right to vote. It might not mean it counts. I know you're a shareholder. You wanna even authenticate it some more and show me that you're a shareholder. So a shareholder is a person, company, or institution that owns at least one share of a company's stock or in a mutual fund. Shareholders essentially own the company, which comes with certain rights and responsibilities. This type of ownership allows them to reap the benefits of business's success. Now let me find rights. Yeah, shareholders' rights. Common shareholders are granted 6 rights: voting power, ownership, the right to transfer ownership, and dividends, the right to inspect corporate documents, and the right to sue for wrongful acts. That's your right. You're given rights now under their policies. And I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense for everybody. You're making covenants outside your God. Now the rules no longer belong to you. You've given up your true title. Attestation, a test, is the act of witnessing, the signing of a formal document so they can attest. The person verifying, a witness, a test. We already went over so custodial accounts. When you claim these things, it's a custodial account. The term custodial account generally refers to a savings account at a financial institution or brokerage firm that an adult controls for a minor. All right. Approval from the custodian is mandatory for their account to conduct transactions such as buying and selling securities. Do you hear this? Approval from the custodian is mandatory for their account to conduct transactions such as buying or selling securities. So you're giving permission to open up accounts. You have to ask permission now with your birth certificate. This is to prove your rights, that you have rights for, but you still have to ask permission, and they can shut it down at will. In broader sense, a custodial account can mean any account maintained by a fiduciary that's a responsible party on behalf of a beneficiary, such as an employer-based retirement account handled for eligible employees by a plan administrator. Don't that sound like the Social Security Trust Fund? Here, we're going to hold your funds until you retire, then we'll just give you a little bit at a time. A fiduciary is bound ethically and legally to act on the best behalf of another's interests. Gifts to a custodial account are irrevocable, which means that they can't be adjusted or reversed. These are things y'all have to freaking stand. Because y'all going in here. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. I'm not even going to give y'all orders and tell y'all what to do. Y'all can do what y'all desire. But I'm just showing y'all why y'all are not getting anywhere. Now let's get to, so custodial accounts, you don't manage it, you don't control it, you have to ask for things, they give you what you want, they want. All right. Now let's get to the CD, certificate of deposit. This is just the private information. You got to understand the private. This is just the public. A certificate of deposit. Birth certificate. It's a certificate, right? Y'all say it proves it's a business. It proves it's a trust. This is what y'all say. A certificate of deposit is a savings product that earns interest on a lump sum for a fixed period of time. CDs differ from saving accounts because the money must remain untouched for the entirety of the term. You have to show a ID or social that's tied to the birth certificate to even get credit, right? So understand this. Understand what certificates are. Almost all consumer financial institutions offer CDs, although it's up to each bank which term it wants to offer. I'm looking for a certificate of deposit. I want to say can only deposit in minor accounts. You can open up a custodial account for your child and then add a certificate of deposit. Okay, so let me see where this is at. If you are looking to save money, but you can't, this isn't for anything other than a custodial account. You have to use a custodial account. The custodian is there. They can only approve all the transactions with the minor account. You cannot use a certificate of deposit in a major account. All right. A majority. They call it minority, majority. You gotta learn stocks. You gotta learn investing. And it says the max you can put in is 250,000. But yeah, so at the age of majority, there's no longer a custodial account. So you always have to be deemed a minor, a minority. Certificate is the action of certifying. That's what certificate means. Think about certifying. Certificate, the action of certifying. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. It's already authenticated. I am live on the YouTube. So go to the YouTube. I'm still gonna screen share and show what's going on in the class. I will give y'all a little break, a little second. But go to the YouTube, Don Kilam, DonKilam.com. Peace and love. I'll be right back, y'all. I'm gonna let everybody get a chance to join. All right, I went ahead and I'm live again on the Instagram, but we're gonna focus on the YouTube. I'm not answering questions at this moment, especially stuff like that. So certificate, you're certifying it already. It's already certified. Deposit is the state of being placed in safekeeping. Understand? The certificate of deposit. The certificate has already been deposited. Raji, it's not your account. They just need somebody or someone to act these things out. All right. Of does mean away from. Get away, without, down, off. We can look at trust certificate. A trust certificate is a bond. While we're waiting, let me take another break real quick. The Cash App is the Don Kilam. Also, we got the Kingdom of Kilam. I will go there later on the YouTube. I'm going to have a class coming up. You can click the link in the bio. Go to mynewnetwork.org for consult, services, memberships, all those things. But I'm going to teach you the right way. When you're on my time, we're going to stay professional. But I am going to be stern. There's no time to waste. Now's the time. Everything is when you see things look chaotic in the public, it's thriving in the private. And as simple as that. Go to mynewnetwork.org. Click the link in the bio. For asking me questions. Listen, I'm not answering questions right now. Book a consult. Obviously, you're on my page. You can go look at my post. Do all of that. Go problem solve. Quit being lazy. Go research. You want something, go get it. Not like it. Go research. You see, and then if you see it, you don't want to buy it from the website, make sure I know what you want in the memo box on the Cash App, and make sure I have your email address. A trust certificate is a bond or debt instrument. Did y'all get that? A trust certificate is a bond or debt investment, usually issued by a public corporation that is backed by other assets. This one was backed, so when you're claiming, hey, this is my birth certificate and I'm going to authenticate it some more. What asset is it backed by? It's backed by your labor. And we could prove that through the Social Security Retirement Trust Fund. So as long as you claiming it, you own it. Secondly, as long as you moving around, claiming it, as long as you're doing something, it's backed by your labor. So you just keep it you made it more valuable. You can't control a puppet that you have no control over. It's like Pinocchio. You're trying to operate a puppet. You're trying to operate a vehicle. We'll call it a ship, okay? It's a relationship. It's the cargo, all right? You can't. You could say the birth certificate is a dog. First, you got to name it, right? But you have no leash. The dog can't understand you whatsoever. It does not understand you. It's a deaf dog. Put it like that. It's not going to listen. It's not as simple as that. I hope this is making sense. Let me know. I'm just gonna break different terms of certificate in commerce for you. I like this one too. Overstand, gold and silver in their system is a commodity, and we'll talk about that next. What is a certificate of origin? Because some people claim it as identity. So this will be a certificate of origin. It shows your origin, right? Certificate of origin, or CO, is a document declaring in which country a commodity or good was manufactured. That's way important to understand that. Put that in the chat for y'all on the YouTube. A certificate of origin is a document declaring in which country or commodity or good was manufactured. For example, a good may be marked made in the USA. It says it can exist either in paper or digital format. Hope this is making sense. So, let's authenticate a certificate of origin to prove that I was made in the USA or wherever it says you was made at. A commodity and understanding its role in the stock market. A commodity is a basic good used in commerce that is interchangeable with other goods of the same type. Commodities are most often used as inputs in the production of other goods or services. Gold and silver is a commodity. With a certificate, your labor is. Your mother gives up her labor. Then they capture it with the certificate. A covenant, a promise, with signatures. When anybody endorsement means that they're an acceptor. Everybody talks about they know they know what's going on, but they don't. The same people telling you, know the rules of commerce, you can only control what you create. And then in the same breath, they tell you to authenticate this birth certificate. They tell you to update your status as Indian when India is in Southeast Asia somewhere over there, Hindustan. Indians weren't over here. You see where the confusion lies. You believe in these Indian things, and then you understand that the Bible's a fact in the courtroom. Well, where's the Indians in the Bible then? If that's what you're believing in. They left that part out. You believe in the Bible. Where's your lineage at then? Which part are you? When you're claiming these documents, the part that you are is the Roman slave. The Hebrew slave, whatever you want to call it, but it's under canon law and Roman law. The governors, do you know where governors come from? Because you claim hey, that's the head of the state. I'm going to write the governor. Governor come from Roman law. Where does July come from? Julius Caesar? August? Augustus Caesar? We're under Roman law. But the same thing that the Bible that you create or believe in says God made 6 days and rested on the seventh. So who made July? Who made the July? No, but you can only control what you create. A birth certificate is a form of registration. When you register anything, you give up the title. All commerce is based on title. I'm the executor of the Social Security Trust Fund. Looking at this. The fuck? This is crazy. Do not interfere with commerce, but you're trying to play with their game and interfere. It's their game, not yours. Y'all do what y'all do though, free will. But I'm telling you how me and my private tribe, we have a private tribe now, and that's who I'm focused on. Understand that. A stock certificate. A stock certificate is a physical piece of paper that represents a shareholder's ownership in a company. The United States means federal corporation. A certificate will prove that you're a stockholder in that corporation. You authenticated, I know that your rights are given to you now. We know where your rights derive from. You're asking them for permission. You're getting more stamps from them. More energy from them. Signs and symbols from them. A stock certificate includes information such as numbers of shares owned, the date of purchase, identification number, and usually a corporate seal and signatures. The first stock certificate was issued in 1606 by the Dutch East India Company. Today, securities are recorded almost exclusively electronically using a process known as book entry forms. Certificates used for securities and book entries. Ooh, book entries. The family Bible. And we're going to talk about that some more. I've been talking about it. What is a share certificate? A share certificate is a written document signed on behalf of a corporation that serves as legal proof of ownership of the number of shares indicated. A share certificate is also referred to as a stock certificate. It shows what your share is. They claim you as a dependent. Here's the proof. A dependent is an heir of a taxpayer. How do you prove your dependence? With a birth certificate and social, dependent is an heir of a taxpayer. You gave up your lineage. You gave up your estate. You gave up your covenants with God and decided that you are now part of the system and your heirs are taxpayers. What is a certificate of title? A certificate of title is an official state or municipal issue document that identifies the owner of personal or real property. A certificate of title provides documentary evidence of the right of ownership. Usually applies to real estate, though it may pertain to a business, boat, or vehicle. Usually applies to real estate. They're looking for the beneficial owner. Everything's in trust. Ownership means liability. Understand this. Ownership means taxes. A title grants you rights and ownerships. Understand this. Grants you the permission to hold it. It's own nothing, control everything. Understand what a deed is. You heard people say, you're doing a good deed. The term register of deeds refers to a record of real estate deeds or other land titles maintained by local government. Land titles. The register is keeping and providing access to deeds. So deeds are a record of real estate. In the public, you do use deeds. And then in the private, you use land trust, land patents. A register holder is a shareholder who holds their shares directly with a company. So you register. And when you apply, you're asking for credit. You're getting an application is something to get credit from. A loan application. So a register holder. So anytime you register something, and talked about the depository trust company to become register holders. There's a service offered to receive a statement of ownership attesting to the number of shares they hold rather than a physical stock certificate. Now remember, you can only control what you create. This is what they do. Learn how to mimic it. Talked about the deed, transfers ownership. A deed is that which is done, acted, or performed, whether good or bad, great or small. Whether good or bad, great or small, it's still a deed. In law, it's a written document authenticated by the seal of the person whose will it declares, especially for the purpose of conveying real estate. Unrecorded deed. An unrecorded deed refers to the situation where the title to a property, usually real estate, is not registered with the appropriate public records department. That would be done in a private. And really, that's all I wanted to go over with y'all today, man. To understand what's really going on. Understand what's going on. The name is given to you. Y'all want to keep claiming it. This is not your certificate. No, I can do this some more. I want to show y'all. So to back up some of my claims. Family Bible used as identity. So we got so before I get off here, if I was gonna authenticate something, you got Family Bible record affidavits. You can go to, and it gets deep. This is what I help in the private. This is what we do in the private. A family Bible can be used as identification for a passport. Heritage and identity. That's all it's a Bible. That's all a Bible is for heritage and identity. The family Bible you need was inherited by a female. Oh, that's somebody else's stuff. Y'all want to go to Ancestry.com though. We got the affidavit of nativity. So why is the passport asking me for more documents? I just want y'all to see these things. Do your own due diligence. I was looking up some passport stuff, and this is how I came across it. I came across the affidavit of birth with the Department of State, with the government. You gotta understand, everything is running off volunteered information anyways. The information you volunteer is what they know. The forms that you create is the forms that create you in a system. So I was born outside the United States. You can get a report of birth, a certificate of naturalization. I just want to go off their system so y'all can see it. A consul's report of birth abroad. So and that's for tribal people truly, because This is a form. I don't know who this is through. This is through somebody's company. A family Bible record affidavit. You just have to put an affidavit with it because it's self-authenticating. Y'all people be cracking me up. Family Bible records. Your family Bible and genealogy. So I'm looking it up right now. So, and this is what you use. It, you know, when this is why I like the nation. This is why I like the Moors. They got their lineage already. They got their trust already. The Constitution, family Bibles, evidence to award inheritance, record births, marriages and deaths, proof of facts, the common lawyer. So this is what I like right here. Let's check that out. Man, I don't want to get too deep with this. But it says the common law of evidence and law of nature's God demand the highest standards. Let me show you why I just clicked there. It states that it's the records of marriages, births, deaths, and transfer of land rights. This is where it's at. When you know who you are and you can prove these things, this is what happens, all right? Affidavit of birth, something real. I just want y'all to see it. It's real. An affidavit of nativity. Family Bible records, affidavits, affidavit of nativity. Check this out. DS-10, the DS-10 birth affidavit in order to apply for a new passport. This is what I was looking for. When information is included on birth affidavit, shows you what's needed, an oath. You can submit a letter of no record from the from the Office of Vital Statistics. You can get early public records, early school records, baptismal certificates. That's another form with the church versus the state. Got the prime minister, right? Baptismal records work with the church's seal. This is why I tell people, y'all just go and get the y'all just go and get the I'm an ordained minister for free, and I showed a lot of people that, but I really put in work and done study, and I still study with ministers. So you have to understand that learning these things, because you can go get baptized with the chaplain and get out of prison. A lot of people don't know that. You're under a different law now. As long as you didn't hurt nobody, they can claim you. Y'all got to learn how to read the Bible correctly, because that's their law. That's the law they're implementing in the public, in the courtroom. That's one of their laws. Birth affidavits will be carefully screened and verified by the Department of State when used to obtain a United States passport. Now, going along with this, I'm showing y'all what it is. Now, going along with this, you're gonna want to do a few things, okay? Because y'all still trying to claim things. You can do the Form 4361. I'm giving y'all $1 million worth of game right now. And I appreciate everybody that's dropped donations. I got Julie. I appreciate you. Julie been dropping donations. I got Leslie Baldwin. She wants the Shopify replay. I got you. You dropped a donation too. Appreciate you. And then Archie again. So the 4361, application for exemption from self-employment tax. Then we got the Form 4029. This is exactly how the Amish do it. Well, maybe not exactly, so let me say that. But this is similar to the Amish, okay? Look it up. Look up Form 29 and then Border Patrol. Amish. It'll pop up. Form 4029, application for exemption from Social Security. You've got to have your kingdom established, your nonprofit established correctly. Do it correctly. We do it under a 508c1a. We make sure the holding companies that deal with the and trade with the church. It's in charge and order protection state, free from liability. I'm looking for it, so my apologies. I want to make sure that y'all see it so y'all know it's real. So y'all know I'm not just trying to pull your leg. We're about what we talk about, and y'all see it right here. Kingdom of Kilam, good standing. Colorado, Source Capital Group. I guess I'm in the UCC stuff, but y'all see it. Kingdom of Kilam, it popped up. And I'll pull it up again and just do a search so y'all can see that it's legit. Good standing. Kingdom of Kilam. Apologies. Had to step away for a second. So, showing y'all game right here. I see Jada Love in the building. She gonna figure it out because she a Virgo. But it gets deep. There's layers. We got Goodyear Entertainment as the registered agent. The manager of Goodyear Entertainment, Source Capital Group in Nevada. I'm not gonna get deep on all the entities today. And then beneficial owner. If you look up the documents with the Kingdom of Kilam, which is not, it wasn't allowing me to, I don't know. Maybe this is the one. So y'all can see, which my members, has been members with me for a while, they should know exactly what I'm about to show. So I'm just showing 508c1a. Now this isn't the actual trust, it's just showing this is, you have to show that it's operating like this, so you're not under the rules of the 501(c)(3)s, regular nonprofits, all right? Because this is articles of incorporation for a nonprofit, but you want to be recognized as a 508c1a, a faith-based organization. All organizations seeking tax-exempt status must apply to the IRS except FBOs, faith-based organizations. You gotta understand how powerful the church still is. And like, I'm not gonna get too deep no more. I'm working on a book right now that will be released with the seminar. Let me show you the Kingdom of Kilam, the seminar. Let me advertise for that really fast. Go to the Kingdom of Kilam. And it's gone. So I am working on a tribal ministry conference, Memorial Day weekend, Las Vegas. Location has not been determined yet, but it will go down. Tribal ministry conference May 27th and 28th. But the Faith versus the State Tribal Ministry Secrets 101 webinar, March 19th, right at spring equinox, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 1 second. I knew they was gonna call me. My apologies. This is what I do every day. It is $9.99. Faith versus State Tribal Ministry Secrets webinar. All right, March 19th. Sign up. $9.99. I am gonna drop some books though, so ain't no surprise. I'm gonna drop some books. Dealing with the faith. All right, Faith versus State Tribal Ministries. We have land. I would never call no man a chief. All right, I would never call no man a chief unless he had land, providing for his tribe. And when I finally came across that man, wow, he had a huge tribe, and that's Chief Amir. So shout out to Chief Amir. Look him up on Instagram. Amir Zaire. We built this city. It is on Amazon. It was the best. It was a new release for 5 weeks, and it's the bestseller rank right now, number 4. Y'all want to see it? Bestseller number 4. Amazon bestsellers, natural law, number 4. Proud of that. Proud of that. Proud of that. So, big ups to that. And there's the webinar coming up. So, sign up online, Kilam of Kilam. It's important. Having a ministry is important. The family Bible is important. I don't even know what I was going to look up. But these are the things I've been going over. The 508c1a, the private ministry. Okay, I do know what I was going over. So, let's see. You don't ever see Jewish people in court. Y'all gotta understand this. They have their own tribunal. Called Beth Den. So if you claim Hebrew, Israelite, things of that, you gotta understand the court of Jewish law. Because you're under Roman law. You're under a different creed. You're under a different jurisdiction. Everything is ecclesiastical. Everything's full faith and credit. So if you practice Judaism, you're going to be in a whole different type of court, okay? Same way with Freemasons. Everybody. You'll have to understand these things. A government cannot go against private contracts. A crime is when you hurt somebody or damage property. So you got to understand they can lay down on whatever. You're considered. It's really policies, public policies, and you're a public employee. That's how you got to look at these things when you're using their. I want to authenticate my birth certificate. You're a public employee now. That's still proof. Tribal courts are a branch of tribal government, and they're created by virtue of the tribe's constitutions. There are approximately 400 tribal justice systems throughout the nation. These courts are partially funded through Public Law 638 tribal priority allocations. They have tribal courts council with the American Bar Association. I'm just showing y'all, you're not going to find a lot in the public about Amish court, but they have their own type of court. When it comes to Muslims, they have Islamic Sharia Council. The Sharia is their law in court. We know who you are through the people you're asking permission from. The people you're contacting with, you're exchanging energy with, and having commerce with. We know who you are. We know you're a slave. And as simple as that. You know, and I'm just showing y'all some. I'm not showing y'all everything. I'm showing y'all some. Is it all making sense to everybody? And let me know if you disagree, especially on the YouTube, because y'all following me, y'all seeing it with your very own eyes. There's no gurus out here showing you this thing, and I'm talking about it gets deep, and we'll talk for years. Years. It's deeper than this. I'm just showing y'all just a little bit. Y'all claiming y'all royalty. Your ancestors are royalty, but first of all, you don't know how to claim your estate. You don't even know who your ancestors are. You don't know what tribe you come from. Understand that. Trading with the Enemy Act, that's real. So you're talking to the people that work to perceive you as the enemy. Everything in the private is done in the private, and you have to talk to the correct people in the private. And as simple as that. And I just showed y'all something real major with the Beth Den or Bet Den. They call it Bet Den too, or Bait Den, B-E-I-T, or B-E-T. Beth Den, B-E-T-H-D-I-N. This is the Jewish way of learning. If you understand Roman law, it's totally different as well. Learn how to become an ambassador. You're an ambassador with the baptismal certificate. If you're a Christian, you're an ambassador. And there's another form of their law. Senate. Where's the Senate come from? Well, we talked about the governor the same way with the Senate. Legate. A Roman diplomat is a legate, meaning the chosen ones. Plebs, that's another status, all right? First codified laws came from Roman law, the 12 tables. This was the first codified law, and it was appointed by the ambassador, by the king. So just understand these. Proposed bills were to be voted upon. This all started in Rome, the Roman law. And you're still playing their Roman games as a Roman slave. Slaves were considered property under Roman law and had no legal personhood. Most slaves would never be freed. Unlike Roman citizens, they could be subject to corporal punishment, sexual exploitation. Prostitutes were often slaves, tortured, and summary execution. Understand these things. Y'all don't understand the system that you're operating under because you want to follow people that's not living the life. And I'm going to go back to full faith and credit. So birds of a feather flock together. If you're around somebody long enough, you become like them. So your mom be like, you keep hanging around him, you're going to jail. Then what happened? You go to jail. So look at the people you follow. How far has your life got? Where has it gotten you? Because I guarantee anybody that's following me, you talk about Gunnar Avic L, he been following me for years. Guarantee he got some bread following me. He done got some manna. Nate Hart said, would you be... Yeah, just reach out to me. Reach out to me. I usually charge, though. I'm about to check him out, though. Just put Nate Hart. Nate Hart. You want to text me? It's 480-573-4879. If you're not talking about money, though, usually I'm not going to be nice. Time is money. I have a lot of people who reach out to me. 5 to 10,000 people some months. 5 to 10,000 people. So I'm gonna react a certain way to see who's real. Always remember that. Remember that. I need y'all to understand that. But yeah, so learning how to become an ambassador, learning that a baptismal certificate, everything is a church in the state. If you knew what was going on, they're wearing robes, so they fall from the Vatican. They're called mourning robes. You have to pray to them. We pray. Your Honor. Your passport to eternal life is a baptismal certificate. So what's this say? I seen one statement that says no. So in New Mexico, it says you can use a baptismal certificate. You see tribal ID, medical records, marriage application. But number 2 is a baptismal certificate. A baptismal certificate. I just wanted to show that. This is Pennsylvania. So Pennsylvania says a birth record or baptismal certificate is not an identity document in Pennsylvania. Let's see. I just put passport by it. So certain things just say you can't be used on their own, but citizenship evidence travel.gov, it says baptismal certificate. Family Bible record. This is what I'm looking for. I don't know where all that info is at. So when I find it, I'll show you guys. I will show you guys. But it talks about baptismal certificate, the baby's footprint. This is talking about the United States. I was already here once. So let's see. Here we go. Early public records of private documents. And this is for examples of primary citizenship. This is primary citizenship. It says early public or private documents or documents that were created or issued early in the applicant's life, preferably in the first 5 years. I'm going to show you guys so y'all can see it. Y'all know I'm not playing. This is travel.state.gov for about passports. Primary citizenship evidence. And this is for if he was born, it says in the U.S. with the DS-10. Birth certificate, baptismal certificate, hospital birth certificate, school records. What if he was homeschooled? Down at Kilam University. Family Bible records and birth affidavits. I think I proved a lot. I don't know if you guys agree. I'm not here endorsing nobody. Quit endorsing people. I'll block you, unban you from my channel. Don't try to teach my followers none of that. The Cash App is Dadan Kilam. Make sure you go to the Kingdom of Kilam. If you're on the Instagram, click the link in the bio, the Instagram. I will show everybody the Instagram on the before I get off. I got some business to handle. It's really supposed to be there at 9, but you know, it's all good. This is the Instagram _Kilam. Understand. You can always go here, click the link in the bio. It's going to take you to the linktree/Don Kilam. Private memberships are going to be at mynewnetwork.org, Shopify Capital. $1 Million Worth of Game is free. Used to be a $500 book. That's what it is, you know, really. I got a lot of new information I'm about to be just giving out to the private members. Make sure if I'm doing something in the public, you come, because it's going to be worth your while. I promise. I've always done my best to try to put out the truth. The only reason why things used to always be free is because I was trying to prove to everybody I wasn't a scam. I don't have nothing to prove to nobody. I forget the public. That's what the public set up to do, is to eat you alive. The people in the private overstand me. Higher ups, I'm with leaders. I'm with true leaders. I'm with true tribes. And we're focused on our tribe. The public has taken away where I can't help build my tribe. Charity starts at home. I'm here to help my tribe and building my tribe. We've acquired land. We're growing food. We're starting a farm this spring, and I'm grateful for that. The covenant with your higher power, with God, and anybody's family Bible or whatever it is they follow, is going to be land. Land is handed down. Your kingdom is established. Land is handed down. You follow me? And that's what it is. So we're in Las Vegas Memorial Day. We're going to do something in Atlanta most likely. And this fall, once again, similar to the same thing. We're in the entertainment industry. If you're in the entertainment industry, you need promotion, articles, anything like that, reach out. I can help you, but we're assisting our tribe. We're assisting our private members. This spring, Equinox, the price is going way up. We've showed everybody how to get funding. There's no excuses. Every year, Don Kilam has been to the public. I've showed everybody how to get funding, whether it be grants, loans, or whatever it is that they're giving out for the public. And I can show you I show y'all how to create assets and protect your assets. But at the end of the day, it's natural resources. So if who's feeding your tribe? You know, everybody's talking about they're a chief and they're a tribe and they have no land. They're not handing nothing down but usernames and passwords. That's not generational wealth, okay? You don't even have a brick and mortar buildings no more. Everything is digital. There a lot of people that were inventors were melanated people. What school do they teach you to create inventions? All right, understand these things. What school did people go to learn about wavelengths and Wi-Fi? What school did Henry Ford go to learn how to build a car? Learn these things for real. Look what's going on in Africa right now. They don't have access to a lot of different things, and they're inventing things. They're creating cures. All right. So where attention goes, power flows. You have to be focused on the right things. When you're focused on self and understanding self, you will become and stay focused. Nature will bend to your will. Understand that you're here to create. What's your covenant with your higher power? Everybody's focused on this or that, but they're not focused on the original contraction, the original contract with their higher power. The water broke. That's when you was baptized first, through that contraction when the water broke. Understand that. With that, I'm out. Much peace and love. And remember, prosperity is your divine birthright. Peace.